Welcome to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things. Welcome to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Wednesday after AEW and NXT, and every Friday after SmackDown.
Yo.
Tonight,
yo guys,
we're gonna talk about Raw.
What's up?
How you doing, Jonah? How you doing, Dylan? Hello, Mrs. Gleen. I gotta slide over just a hair.
Sorry,
My face was halfway on the screen.
Taking up.
Can everybody hear okay? Make sure my sound,
space.
because we're in the nosebleed seats. We're actually backed up a little bit. Maven has her knee up in the air with, like, wraps around it and everything else. So
It's got heating pads on it. Because,
yes. And now we have frame rate drops. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
My
Gotta
knee,
love my internet.
My knee.
Love my internet. No, I dislike my internet. It sucks. I'm about tired of it. However, they were really nice, and they say that they're trying to get things fixed, and, you know.
You gotta try and believe them.
Well, at least they're, you know.
What up, no?
They did say that they talk about our issues at their weekly meetings.
Nice.
So, you know, they're at least.
Do we have double audio?
Do we have double audio? Double.
Just curious.
How you doing, Justin?
Just curious.
I don't know if we have double audio. I'm pretty sure that we have, like, terrible upload speeds here. Like, I don't get this at all. Like, not at all. Like, it's stupid. Huh? Am I sure? Why put Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble? He doesn't mean. I said the same thing. It's a good question. Because I asked to say it's the exact same question. I questioned why he was in the Rumble. So I have no clue. No idea. No idea at all. Hey, doing, Scott? When the Big Show returned, I thought I was having coronary. The Big Show thought he was having a coronary too.
Guys, alright, tonight's Raw. I thought it was pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Solid Raw.
I didn't think it was bad.
No.
I think it's a good way to start off 2020. Two good shows in a row.
We get Brock announcing that he's going to be number one at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, guys,
why?
Just for those, who didn't,
So if he
we're
wins...
starting talking
here's
about
the question.
The show now. I generally do this, but Mr. G thought he'd take charge.
Yeah. If he wins, does he have to fight himself? No audio is good.
I don't know.
Does that mean you can't hear us?
No. Audio is good.
Oh. I got you. No audio is good.
No.
No.
Should have a comma there. Space.
No.
Audio is good.
No. We got lots of no's on our screen. Hello, Frigiddy.
What is up?
I'm not sure why we have so many no's. I'm like confused. They're trying to fix it. Throw the router out the window. I'm actually getting my modem put back in tomorrow. They did find some issues like 2 miles from here that could have been with the cable that's running into our town. So they did some stuff with that. They did say that they've been working on it, and they talk about us at their weekly meetings.
Neat. So they care.
They talk about how nice we are.
So, guys.
So, hey, you know what? Double sound. Your audio. Oh, no double sound. Got you.
Your audio is
awesome.
good. I was just checking because sometimes we have that problem. Anyways, guys, we start the show off with everybody's favorite.
Is Brock defending the title? Yeah, he's defending the title.
Brock Lesnar.
He's defending the title against himself.
Okay, a big show in 2020.
Yes.
Yes.
What a way to start off the year.
Yes.
How you doing, Export?
Definitely. So, guys, I don't understand this. Why are we doing this? What is the purpose of this? Why put Brock in the Rumble instead of letting him have title defense at the Rumble? I don't get it.
Unless, here's the thought. What if the thought is Brock faces Drew McIntyre in the end and gets thrown out?
Well, I was just gonna say, I could see it ending with, at some point in the Rumble, whoever throws Brock Lesnar out is the guy that...
How you doing, Star John?
Whoever throws Brock out is the guy that is going to,
I'm trying to interrupt her as much as possible.
It's going to be the guy that fights him at Mania. Whoever eliminates him. Because then Brock would have a problem with him.
What? I don't even know if that got flagged.
I don't know either. Did you tell them to subscribe and hit the like button? No, but guys, if you haven't done that, subscribe and hit the like button.
It was good, James. I thought it was a solid. Well, James, you might not think it was good, but I mean, Becky Lynch was on there, but, I mean...
I'll talk about that in a minute. We're not... No. That's mine. Stop.
Okay, sorry, man.
Okay.
Weekly meetings. How about you smash their window?
So I don't get this. Does anybody else get why Brock is in the Rumble?
I told
and
you.
it's not even like he's defending his title in the Rumble.
I said why he's in the Rumble. I think he's in the Rumble because I think they're going to have a showdown between him and Drew McIntyre at the end.
I don't care what that is.
Setting up a shot for Drew McIntyre.
I would rather
That is what I think's going to happen.
Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. Why do you need to put Brock in the Rumble? It makes no sense. It's taking one spot away from somebody else who could be in the Rumble. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The show fell off after the first hour for me. Interesting. I thought the whole show was pretty decent.
I didn't think it was bad. I mean, it was a solid show, I thought.
So, it
makes no sense to me.
Same. Me too.
Think about it. If they're trying to set up a Drew
I
McIntyre
get what you're saying.
Brock fight,
I understand what you're saying.
this is how they're doing it.
But it doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that when you could just build up a Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar feud? Why do that?
Well, here's the thought. What if Brock is 1? Well, obviously he's going to be 1. And Drew McIntyre is 2. And then they go through and destroy everybody throughout the Rumble. And then the last 2 standing.
All right, guys, honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. Here, I'm laying it all on the line. As long as Roman doesn't win and as long as Brock doesn't win, I'll be totally fine with it. Totally fine with whatever. Okay, also I don't want Seth to win. But I'll be totally fine with everything else. I would prefer for Drew McIntyre to win. That's who I'm rooting for because I think he should win the Rumble. I thought he should win the Rumble before this whole Brock thing happened.
Well, I wonder if they won't have him win the Rumble.
Because I think he deserves to win the Rumble. And I think
God,
he
Brock
deserves
in the Rumble.
Shot at the title.
Brock is in the Rumble. James, not only is Brock in the Rumble, but you're going to be stuck with him for the entire Rumble because he's number 1.
Drew might be the next WWE champion because he's constantly featured and put in a position where he's claiming he will win. So, I like it. I like Drew McIntyre being put in that position.
They are setting this up.
I think he needs to be in that position, and he's a face right now. He is over with the crowd. They like him a lot, and he's funny, and he's championship material, and I think he's the guy to take the next step in taking the title off of Brock.
They're setting this up to have Brock and McIntyre at the end with McIntyre winning.
I think that's what should happen, yeah. No one is credible
going
and
to build up enough
to
to face Brock at the moment, so having him in Rumble is a good idea in my opinion.
But
Brock has to be around first off. So Brock,
really
you can't build anything with Brock never showing up except for his 30 seconds here and 30 seconds there. I heard rumors today that now Finn Balor will win the Rumble and challenge the Fiend as the Demon, so it will be the Demon versus the Fiend at Mania. That'd be interesting. And as possible, maybe that's what happens. Maybe McIntyre eliminates Brock, and that's what sets off their feud.
And then they have a match at Mania anyways.
Kill Bill attire, I like it.
Because technically, Drew doesn't have to win the Rumble to fight Brock, because he can do that anyways.
Yeah.
They're both on Raw.
Yeah.
But if somebody, challenges, there are 2 other champions.
I think the Fiend, or, the Balor thing just seems kind of weird and odd. I mean...
I wouldn't have a problem with it, Balor versus Demon, but then you really can't have the Fiend lose to the Demon. But then what do you do with the Demon? Because then it kind of kills the Demon, so I don't know.
I think you could have the Fiend lose to the Demon.
I don't like that, though. Not for the title.
But they could always bring... I told you, he doesn't need the title. Why they give him the title is beyond me.
That idea.
I would have him lose... If you're gonna have him lose to someone, have him lose to someone that's the Demon. Because not just some regular average Joe. Have him lose to the Demon.
But what does that do?
And then he can always come out and go, I knew it. I knew I could bring it out of you. Finn Balor, I brought it out of you. And look what happened. You became champion.
Well, I don't like that idea because then that messes up the Fiend, and then the Fiend has been beaten, and the whole mystifying thing about him is over.
He's going to have to lose. He's not going to go undefeated for the next 6 years.
Well, what have they done with Finn Balor? Finn Balor hasn't, lost a whole bunch as, the Demon, if at all. I don't.
The title ain't big enough for 2 Demon Fiends.
I don't like that idea, honestly.
I
Thinking about it, I don't like the idea of the Fiend versus the Demon. Because you can't have either lose. It doesn't work. It kills both of the characters' mystiques and the whole thought process behind them. It just kills it, and I don't like that. At least there's a chance for Riddle and Brock interaction in the Rumble. Yeah, I thought about that. I'd be okay with that.
Here's a thought. Maybe they put him in there just for that, not just for Riddle, but to have interactions with Drew McIntyre, with Riddle.
So he could have interactions with a whole bunch of people. Dream matches that you all wouldn't get otherwise.
With people that have like called him out and things like that, and so maybe that's the whole idea behind putting Brock in there.
But still, I think it's stupid. It takes a spot from somebody else.
I'm very optimistic so far about Raw this year. Heyman started off good tonight, kind of. Some unanswered questions as far as tonight, but overall a step in the right direction. I think so far what we have seen to this point, with everything that we have seen since right after Christmas, I think everything has been good. I thought SmackDown was good.
I thought SmackDown was good, yeah.
I think everything has been
awesome.
awesome.
The last 2 shows they've had have been really good. So we then get Rey Mysterio versus Andrade for the US title. Rey pins Andrade, but Zelina puts his foot on the rope, so the ref calls the win off. Then the match was restarted, and Andrade wins after he throws, what's it called? Rey into, Zelina. Yeah.
I'm waiting on y'all to get to Becky's segment, How to Get Up at 5 a.m.
If you're going to start around 2020 with a freaking big show, then they really have no hope for the show, honestly.
Well, the thing is,
I'll get to that. I'll share my thoughts and just hold on.
Not going to change my picks for the Royal Rumble. Why is Brock Lesnar going to ruin everything? I don't think he's going to ruin everything, Jono. He's not winning the Rumble.
No, it'd be stupid for him to.
He is not winning the Rumble, so I don't think you have to worry about that.
It would be dumb, because then what is the whole purpose of the Rumble? The purpose of the Rumble is to find a challenger for the champion at Mania, and if they just have him win, it makes no sense.
Match of the Year candidate already with this match, no doubt. Did Big Show really show up? Yes, the Big Show made his return.
Yes. So I thought the Rey versus Andrade match was good. After Andrade took off Rey's mask and he left.
Here's a question. Will Zelina Vega go with Rey?
No, I don't think so. I think she's going to stick. Well, unless Andrade goes on some big losing streak, then no.
Well, they've kind of hinted at those two splitting up anyway.
I definitely think that's the way to do it, that Andrade gets so fed up with Zelina getting involved in his matches and costing him his matches that, he's like, well, go away. I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want you to be my manager. And then she's like, well, okay, fine. Then I'm going to go manage your biggest rival, Rey Mysterio.
Andrade disrespectful for that. Just the way he reacted, he
I
wasn't too concerned about her. Rey was concerned about her. And, when she had the mask, she could have, threw it down and stomped on it and things like that. And she just kind of kept it and looked at it. So
I suppose I could see that happening, yeah, maybe.
It'd be an interesting twist.
It's definitely not out of the question.
No. Wow. Has it been 2 years since the show was on TV? Yes.
Yeah. So then we get a KO Joe interview. Joe says, why don't you tell Seth that the 3 of us will take on the 3 of them tonight? Kevin is like, I hope you don't mean me, you, and Charlie here, because I don't think that's going to work.
I thought that was funny.
I did too. And then Joe goes, I got a guy. He's like, who is
Kevin
it?
Owens is funny.
Like, I got a guy. I know a guy. I got a guy. Don't worry about it. And then we get Seth and OP in there, essentially just to accept the challenge. And then we get the Street Profits versus Viking Raiders versus OC. Wow! I really didn't like this match.
What is the point of matches like
I
this?
don't know what the point was if you were just having Viking Raiders retain. I don't see the purpose, and I didn't really like it.
Just have a tag team match.
Like, I don't know. Viking Raiders aren't doing much for me at this point.
Well, because they're
really,
putting stuff like this.
Neither is like OC or the Street Profits. Like, I feel like they haven't done anything monumental with them to make me interested in their tag team.
What have they done with it's the same thing they do with all their tag teams. It's like they don't like promote them. They don't put anything out there for them. They don't, I don't.
Sorry. You didn't like this match, Maven? No.
Hey, Gritty and Maven, leave me alone. It's Rey Mysterio.
I just didn't like the match.
I don't like the matches like this anyway. Let's just have a tag team match.
I don't know.
Speaking of Charlie, was she there tonight?
Yes.
Yes, she was going to be in the 6-man tag, and then Samoa Joe found somebody to be their partner.
By the way, that's the entire Raw tag division in one match.
It is.
Which is sad. I'm just kind of over Viking Raiders being Raw tag team champions. They keep
me too, because they've done so much.
I don't know, but they keep speaking of them so highly, like, oh, they're such a dominant force to be reckoned with. They fought jobbers for like 9 months. You've done nothing with them, and you want to sit here and talk about them being the biggest, baddest team. Like, I don't buy it. Okay?
Well, they fought
Why
jobbers
should I buy it?
These are the only 3 tag teams in Raw.
I don't understand it, and I'm not loving it, and I kind of just want to scrap the whole tag division on Raw and restart it.
You don't disrespect Rey Mysterio on Andrade.
Got what he deserved.
Yeah.
So then after this, we got KO Joe backstage, and Joe says he will show Kevin who their partner is. So they walk down this hallway, and Charlie's like, "Come on, let's go, let's follow them." And so they go down this hallway, and they go to this door. So at first I was like, oh, Aleister Black? He's gotta knock on his door?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, right? And then Kevin goes in and is like, ho, ho, ho. And Joe's like, no, sorry. Not gonna say
How about my 2 favorite blondes, Liv and Lana?
Lana
Lana was there.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
Do you think they should have put the Usos back on Monday Night Raw? Are they good on SmackDown?
I think they're good on SmackDown.
I think they're good on SmackDown too. Do I think Raw could have used them in the sense of just to plump up their tag division and make it better? Yes. But I think they'll be fine on SmackDown.
Yeah, I agree. SmackDown needs tag teams too. Yeah.
I agree.
This is why I think they need to just go to tag team division needs to just do cross promotion.
I don't know. I feel like Raw almost needs it.
Vince, Paul,
more.
We got a great 3-way tag team title match. Paul, who is it, Vince? Vikings and OC and Street Profits that are the only best, but we need Vikings to pin Montez Ford. Paul, come on, man. Can we get someone new? Vince, no, Paul. Thing is who are they going to put in? I mean, I don't know who you're going to put in for your 3 biggest tag teams.
They are your 3 tag teams on Raw.
Yeah.
That is the tag team division.
Well, that's just it. With the way they have it set up.
They have AOP, but they're not using them as a tag team. They're using them with Seth. So It's not like they're a dominant force in the tag team division and they're going to beat the crap out of all the tag teams. They're working with Seth.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of let down, too, is the fact that that's what they chose to use them as. So, then we get Becky. She comes out, she says, I've been walking around the last couple months questioning what kind of a champion I am. And then we get a video of Becky and Asuka from last year, and then a video of 2 months ago when Asuka beat her again, and then at TLC. Asuka comes out and yells at Becky, and then they come face to face. And then Asuka gets ready to say something else, but Becky punches her in the neck and just walks out.
So there you are, James. Becky punched Asuka.
I thought this was a really good segment. I really like the build of this feud. This is the one of the things that Raw has going for them right now going into the Royal Rumble that I think is really good. I've been really, really enjoying the build-up of Becky versus Asuka.
Well, the thing they've done is they haven't put him in the ring every week.
Well, it's not even about that. It's like they've had matches over the last several months. Yes, they have. But we needed to have those matches to get to where we are now. With the fact that, like, Asuka has beaten Becky
98 times.
Like 5 different times. And Becky can't stand it.
Yeah.
She needs to beat Asuka. And honestly, I think that's the only way that this can end at Royal Rumble is with Becky beating Asuka.
What if she loses?
Then I think they could potentially, maybe, I don't know, like, Becky's promo didn't make sense, TBH. What type of a champ are you? Didn't you say before that you're fighting champ? That's not the type of champ you are. Stupid. I don't like her. What didn't make sense about her promo?
I thought the promo was good. I think it's one of those things where she's like, I mean, when she's talking about questioning what kind of champion she's been, it's like, okay, I haven't fought Asuka.
Well, and she also referred back to the fact that she hasn't defended her championship in several months, and that's not her fault. She said it's the powers up above that are trying to protect me and that are trying to keep me in this bubble where this belt won't come off of me. So they're not putting me in championship matches. Yeah, so that goes back to management.
Well, it does.
Which goes back to where it all started with Becky having problems with management. And
I think that's where we're going to go. I think that's the road we're going to head down. I think we're going to have the whole thing with Becky having an issue with management and somewhere along the way, I think you're going to see her and Stephanie McMahon, which I don't like.
I would say SummerSlam.
Well, whatever that happens, I think it's going to be the dumbest thing ever, just because that's the way I think it's going to be, and I just don't understand it. I think most of the people want Asuka to win, which I don't blame them. I mean, Asuka winning would be fine. I think.
But then, what do you do with Becky from there? It's for the championship. What do you do with Becky from there? The only way I can see, I've been questioning what type of champ I am. See, I think it makes sense, though, because up until this point, the last couple months, where she hasn't been defending her title, she has been out there every week, and she has been a fighting champ. I think she was more so talking about the fact that over the last, 3 months, she hasn't been put out there in title matches because they're trying to protect her. And she's been questioning what type of a champion she's been over that period
of time. Elijah.
That's what I think she's referring back to.
I agree to a certain extent. I think the one thing is
I don't think she's talking about her whole championship reign.
Well, I think that she's questioning what type of champ she is because she hasn't beat Asuka. She hasn't given Asuka a title shot. And so I think that it's, how you doing observing stuff? I think it's a question of,
She's questioning herself. I don't think.
But I think it's more to do with the Asuka thing than anything else.
Because she's questioning her ability now because Asuka's beaten her 95 different times and she hasn't been able to get the job done. So it's more so she's questioning herself and questioning, why can't I beat her, And I think that if they decide to let Asuka win, I think that's going to be something that we have a problem with after Royal Rumble, is where it's, Becky doesn't know what to do anymore because she can't beat Asuka, so where does she go from here type of a situation. But I don't think that's a good idea going into WrestleMania. Honestly, do you think that's a good idea going into WrestleMania?
I think it comes full circle. I think it'd be cool to do it that way. I think it comes full circle, and then she loses it, and then if they want to have her win it again, she takes it back at Mania.
But why do that though?
Why? Because you can have her take a month off or something, to where she's second guessing everything she's done.
To what? Build to a bigger moment at Mania when she makes her comeback, or what? Because to me that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
She comes back and goes, "Hey, I found myself. I figured out my issues, and now I'm back, and I'm back to the man."
I don't know. I suppose it would work. It depends on how they did it, but to me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to take the belt off of her right before Mania when whoever wins the Rumble, which I'm assuming is going to be Shayna, I don't think it's going to be anybody else but Shayna. You build an Asuka and Shayna feud? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Again, I mean, it's one of those things you just have to like see what happens here. I can't invest in Becky anymore, to be honest. I hear we're not getting an Elimination Chamber. They want to build WrestleMania. Ray looked good, but I knew they would have him lose. The end of that match was stupid. I didn't think it was too bad observing stuff. I thought it was a solid match.
If she was having problems with management, she wouldn't be champion. Like, come on, Becky, make sense or shut up. Either or. That belt off of her shoulder, and it will happen at Mania. I get what you're saying. Honestly, I think it makes perfect sense, though. Because what have they done with every other champion? They try to protect them, and it makes sense, though, because she had problems with management to begin with. They didn't want her in that spot, but now that she is, and she's the biggest, baddest thing, they want to protect it and keep it in this bubble where nobody can take that away, and they want her to keep being the spotlight and making all the money for them. So I think it makes perfect sense.
Well, I mean, it does, but I mean, the thing is again, I think she's questioned everything about fighting Asuka. The way she got into this whole situation could be tied into it, and so I think it's one of those things that, you know, Gleen, read my Vince and Becky story, please. LOL. I would if I knew where it was. All right, I'm going back up here.
It's right there.
Vince, Becky, I need to cut a short promo. We need you as our biggest star. We need a. Jeez, come on, Elijah. Becky, thank Vince. I'm the man. Vince, you sure are, but Asuka gotta come out to talk Asian. You won't mind. No problem with me. That's my girl. I knew you could do it. The thing is the whole Asuka thing and Becky thing, I think that it could tie in and make it interesting on what they're doing with it. I mean, it's one of those things they could. This is how they can change her character.
Change who?
Becky. To try and make it more interesting, I think. Like the Undertaker shirt, it's that vintage. Yes, thanks, little Fetchini. By the way, how you doing? So I mean, it's one of those things. I don't know. It's I think it's a way to change her character and bring out something different with her.
Asuka versus Shayna will be more interesting than Becky versus Shayna for sure. But why though? I don't know why that would be more interesting. There is. I don't know. Because I feel like they already have a story built with the whole Becky Shayna thing, and I think it would make sense to play that out. What do they have with Asuka and Shayna? There's nothing there. They can build a story, but I don't know.
Again, I think they can build it. And that's what I'm saying though. Is this is a way to change Becky's character? They have her take some time off, change her character. She comes back, and she goes for the title at Mania. I mean, or you know, wherever they want to have her go for the title at. I think it's a way to change some stuff up with her. Well, it's the big show, the big bad slow show. Yeah, he's not moving very fast. Kind of reminds me of like Andre the Giant. Of course, when you're 7'2" and you know, it kind of makes a difference. Becky needs to be badass and get her a new theme after Royal Rumble.
No, you don't change her theme. Her theme is the best thing in the world. You never change that.
The whole character change will help with that. I think Becky and Asuka will only be interesting if we don't see them for a long time. I agree. I think that's one of the things that I think after. I think Asuka should take the title off of Becky, and then Becky goes away for a while to, you know, really think about whatever it is she wants to think about, and then she like reinvents her character and comes back, and you know, goes for the title again.
I've also seen a couple people speculate that Nia Jax could possibly return and cost Becky the match, going back to the whole thing about, you know, Nia breaking Becky's face.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would fit in there.
Well, maybe that's where they take the title off of Becky, and then she has a feud with Nia.
Going into Mania, I don't love that, but okay, whatever.
I like how the crowd cheered for Drew. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So will Becky Lynch still be healed? I think that the one thing with her is I don't think that I think she needs to lose and then come back with a character change. Becky is already stale, but she's hit a new low. She's still walking around like she's the man, but no, you're nothing but a stupid, bland wrestler. The question is what has been out there that she could like step up and face?
There hasn't been anything.
The issue, I mean, if you don't have something to go with it, you have to like build something.
It's not the fact that
and the women's division.
It's the fact that Becky is bland and Becky is boring and Becky is this and Becky is that. It's the fact that they legit have nobody.
Well, the women's division has been bad. I mean, and they haven't tried to build anybody. But it's been the same thing on the men's side, which is why I think the whole thing's been bland there. I think the men's division has been bland too, just as bland as the women's division at times, because they haven't built anything. They haven't included other characters into the storylines. They haven't brought out, and when they do a storyline, it's like week after week after week that we get we're going to wrestle this week, and then we're going to wrestle next week, and then we're going to wrestle the week after that. Oh, we got a pay-per-view. Now we're going to wrestle the pay-per-view after we've had 17 matches.
But, like, even if we do build a feud, and it's good and it's fine, I don't get it. People still aren't happy, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I don't know. I just don't. I mean, they need to build some things. This is
one thing I think they have built up well.
Not the match?
Yes.
Well, I agree. I think but they haven't been doing it. Oh, we're going to lose frames. You might lose us. You might lose us.
Anyways, keep
we
talking.
We might have just dropped off the map here. We'll see. The one thing is
no, that's everybody.
Yep, ruh-roh, frame dropping. Or is it just me? It's everybody dropping. Our frames dropped.
So what are you gonna say?
I lost my train of thought now.
Great.
The whole Becky thing is they can build it if they do it right, and I don't know that. And the way they've done this Asuka thing, the way they've done a lot of the storylines here just in the last month or so has been really good. I felt that they've done a good job with, building the storylines and creating the storylines, and I think that it's helped out with people being interested in what's going on, and so by the way, hello Clark. There's one debt to collect. You still haven't beaten Nia Jax either, Becky, which is why I think they're going to kind of build this. How you doing, Shane? They're going to kind of build this up, I think, to where I think she's going to lose to Asuka, and then they're going to build up a Nia and Becky feud, and we'll make it interesting. I think we're back.
I suppose. I don't know. Whatever. But apparently, the only way to make the feud good is to just have Becky lose the title and, make it good. Because apparently that's the only way they can go with it.
I think you have to change some stuff up to make it interesting. You want stuff interesting? Having Becky win all the time is not going to make it interesting.
But
okay?
She hasn't won anything recently, so how does that make any sense?
Having her win all the time doesn't make it interesting.
No, but has she won recently? Has she won recently?
Tell
me in the last 4 months. How many matches has she won?
All the more reason to have her lose.
So, I don't know.
I don't want to bring up Brock because I know Maven hates him, but how long will Brock be in the Rumble match? That is a good question, Little Fettuccine. I believe that he may go. It depends on what they want to do with it, and depends on who is left. I think if they have Brock go all the way through, have him and McIntyre fight at the end. I think that'd be cool. Sonya Deville is upset because they didn't choose her to do the storyline with Lana. They chose Liv Morgan. I don't have an issue with Liv Morgan doing it. I don't think Liv Morgan's going to do the total. I think Liv Morgan's going to bounce around some. If she's collecting dust, she needs to beat Kyrie too. Because even though Kyrie wasn't involved after she got injured, she was still on the winning team. Yes, Rutro frame drops. Okay, got that. The only way WWE will be investing in Becky again is 1, turn heel, 2, new theme, 3, change her gimmick, 4, new finisher. I think they can invest in her. She's just got to reinvent her character here. Change some things up a little bit. And I don't think it has to be drastic changes. I think it's like she goes and she finds herself and then comes back and is awesome. I love Becky, but her Debbie Downer act has gotten old. They could have had Shayna wrestling her 2 months ago. They could have, but again, they're building the storyline. Here's the thing, okay? WWE wrestling fans in general want everything to be like out there in 2 weeks. If we're building for pay-per-views and things like that, which they should be doing, this should roll out, and they should. The way they're doing this Becky storyline is awesome.
I love it.
It's awesome the way they're doing
this.
this.
This is what I said. It's one of the best things
But I
that
think
on
again,
Raw right now.
Well, I think it's one of the things is that several storylines right now are pretty solid because of the way they've done them. Now they have to. Good night, James. Have a good evening. And we will see you Friday.
Yes, peace out.
I think they need to like stretch this out and make it solid. I would have her lose just because I think that you could set up a storyline with Nia Jax if that's where they want to head. I have zero interest in anything Nia Jax. The thing is,
I know a lot of people don't really care for Nia Jax. A lot of people think she's really botchy.
So then here's the question.
A lot of people just flat out don't care for her.
So we're going to be fine with seeing the same women over and over and over again. People have gotten tired of it. People have complained about storylines. It's hard to build storylines if you're not going to include more and more people in it. I like Seth's new character. Yes, Seth's new character is awesome. I would have done it the night after he lost to The Fiend. I would have turned him right then. Turned him then, and he could have been doing this for, the last 3 months. Brock will lose to the last person and then feud with them for embarrassing Brock. Yes, that's what I was thinking. I didn't know how WWE Universal Championship could be in the Rumble. Yes, I would 100% agree. I was shocked that he was in it. Had no clue why he was announced to be in it. Other than they can sit there and say, look, Brock went through 28 people, and now there's this one guy that he hasn't beat, or didn't beat, and now he wants revenge. So then they turn it here, instead of Brock being the one being chased, he's going to chase whoever it is that's
If number 2 in the Rumble isn't Riddle, then WWE failed us.
Becky needs to join Seth and AOP.
No.
That would be interesting. If they did that, that'd be cool. Brock?
Because then people... No, because you know what would happen if they do that? Do you know what would happen if they did that? You're going to get the same people that went around complaining about Becky and Seth being a tag team for 2 months. You're going to get those people, and they're going to complain about that.
Probably.
And they're going to go, oh, well, they're going back to this again? I can't even believe blah, 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 blah. That's such a dumb idea. I hate it so much.
The problem...
Oh, but wait, that's what wrestling fans do.
The problem
about
is...
everything!
Again, I've said this before, a lot of wrestling fans, not all wrestling fans, a lot of wrestling fans want the instant gratification, but then when they don't get it, or the storyline doesn't go the way they want it to, they hate it. And with wrestling, you have to draw this stuff out. You have to make this stuff last from your in between your pay-per-views. Make it last, build it up without having to fight each other 97 times, and it makes it more interesting. Brock wins the heel. Oh, whoa. I think Brock wins the Rumble and feuds with Bray. I hope not. I hope not.
Seth has been playing the heel thing pretty okay. I just don't like the whole Monday Night Messiah name. I agree. I don't like it, man. I think he uses it way too much. It's like every other.
It's cool.
Okay, if he was using it once and not every other sentence, maybe I'd think it was cool. But he uses it every other freaking sentence, and then it's like, dude, come on, it's overkill, man.
I love it. I think what he's I think that whole thing is pretty cool. I like what he's doing, and look what he's doing. He's drawing a reaction, which is exactly the plan. Draw a reaction, whether it's positive or negative. Draw a reaction from the fans.
I love/hate the wrestling community. I can get that. I understand that, because some of the fans, they suck, man. Some of them really do. So then we get Eric Rowan and Mojo backstage. Mojo asks if he can look in the cage. And then Eric Rowan says, yeah, you can. And he looks in the cage and he goes, Jesus, man, what are you? Oh my God. What is your problem? He sold the reaction so well.
Yeah.
Mojo was really funny.
I thought it was good. Where did the Big Show come from? Where has he been? He's been injured. Seth Rollins was already soft when he did the storyline with Becky Lynch. Again, I think that they should have turned Seth. They should have turned Seth heel the night after the Fiend match at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
The crowd turned on him there. He should have just went with it and said the Monday Night Messiah right then and there. I am the Monday Night Messiah. I am here, and I am the one that is going to keep the show going.
We can be like the needy girlfriend, but at the same time, we can be the supportive girlfriend too. So, I highly doubt Brock will feud with Bray.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Monday Night Messiah sounds funny when Lawler kept saying it.
That's because Lawler just sounds funny sometimes.
Lawler, just don't even get me started on Lawler. Guys, tonight, commentary was just...
I hit the Big Show thing right on the head. Yes.
Commentary tonight was just kind of meh. So then we get Eric Rowan versus a jobber, and Eric Rowan wins, and then...
I think Mojo looked at his career in that cage.
That's funny.
Oh, that is funny.
He then shows the jobber the cage, and the jobber runs away with blood on his face. It looked like tomato sauce to me, but whatever.
It's not the Big Show, it's the Big Slow.
Okay, I just want to know what's in the stupid cage at this point. I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of over all the stupid Eric Rowan and jobber matches. I'm just kind of over it. Just show us.
Cool with this.
Show us what's in the cage, though. But they're really not, though. It's just been like weeks and weeks and weeks.
Let me ask you this: do you want to know what's in the cage?
Yes, I want to know what's in the
anxious
stupid
to see what's
cage.
in the cage?
Like no, but I like.
Are you on the edge of your seat to see what's in that cage?
Where I don't care anymore about what's in the stupid cage.
But you're talking about it.
I am right now.
See?
But if this goes on for another 3 weeks, I'm not going to be saying that.
You will still be talking
about it. No, I won't. I'll be saying, I am so tired of this, and why is this not over yet?
You'll be going, this is stupid. Why don't they just show me what's in the cage? Because I want to know what's in a cage. It's a ferret. I've heard it's his mask. The sheep mask. I think Liv Morgan being in Rusev's corner is good because it evens the numbers game. I don't think she's going to be in his corner. I think she's going to be, like... off the wall, all over the place. I think if she would have been in his corner, she would have been there tonight.
Well, based upon everything she said, it sounds like she's going to be in his corner.
Well, she may, help him out and stuff, but I don't think it's going to be because I've seen where Lana's going to get back in the ring.
Yes. Lana's going to get back
in the ring. So, obviously they're going to set something up where it's her
Lana has retweeted a lot of Liv's stuff today.
Yeah.
And she just so happened to forget to mention in her promo tonight about Liv. So,
yeah, that's just it. She didn't say anything about Liv.
No, but maybe she's doing it for a reason.
Yeah, she could Liv is off her rocker.
No, or maybe she's going, well, crap, this is all true, and I'm supposed to marry Bobby, and, what am I going to do with my life?
It's a gremlin that's in the cage. Same, Maven. Maven is getting boring. Why is Maven getting boring, Starting John?
I'm not getting boring. The cage is getting boring.
Oh, I got you.
Lawler's
hilarious. He'll hit you so many times with his right hand, you'll want him to hit you with his left. Lawler has amazing old man humor. I didn't appreciate it when I was younger.
I don't care for it, bro.
I love it.
I don't.
I'm a Lawler
he's
fan.
Annoying.
So.
He's annoying. I think he's way past his time, and I think he needs to get off the commentary chair
He's awesome.
and let somebody else do it.
Because
the man doesn't know the difference between Zelina Vega and Melina. Okay? He called Zelina Vega tonight Melina.
That's the part.
Okay?
Part of it. That's part of what makes it funny.
No, that's not funny. It just makes him look stupid, is what it makes him look. And I'm over it. His commentary skills are not that great, and I don't like it.
Okay.
I want him off commentary. Because it's like,
Mercy the Vulture is in the cage. Could be. The payoff is not going to live to the hype. Might not. We'll see what happens. These jobbers are getting smaller and smaller. This one looked like he was 14. Yeah, I agree. Vince, Eric Rowan. Hey, bud. You got to face a jobber, okay? We got to find a Marco stunt jobber. Rowan. Okay, Vince, let's go. Vince, yep, that's good stuff, Rowan. But Vince, can I face Aleister Black? Vince, not yet. I'm a huge Lawler fan. Wait, when you get older, Maven. Yeah, see? Wait till you get older.
Hey, yo, Zendel.
You know?
What's up? Jerry is so
god-awful
at the moment. Export, I gotta agree with you. I just don't like him, okay? I really don't like him.
He's awesome. Mr. G and Maven conversations. Mr. G is the sky blue. Maven, well, based off what we know from nature and science and God, yeah,
the sky's blue. That's what people say about Michael Cole when he was on commentary. I don't mind Michael Cole. I don't have a problem with Michael Cole. Yes, sometimes he's a little annoying. With this, it's boss time, okay? Sometimes he's an annoyance. Okay, sometimes. Jerry Lawler he does not mesh well with Vic Joseph, and it just does not sound good, and I just don't like it, and I would really just like if they would put somebody else on the commentary team.
You know, that reveals to me, Maven, Jerry Lawler watches NWA. Yes! And NWA is good.
I just don't like it.
It's good.
I don't like him on commentary.
I think it's good.
I don't.
Alright, who do we got next?
Next we have AJ Styles versus Akira Tozawa. Actually, sorry. I meant to say we have Randy Orton versus Akira Tozawa because man oh man, AJ he did his best Randy Orton impression of life. It was tops 10 out of 10. Totally would recommend if you watch it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
Did y'all see NJPW week 14? I haven't slept in like 3 or 4 days. We watched the part of the Jushin Liger match.
Yeah, we did see that.
I feel Maven was Spain. I love Lawler back then, but Maven, who in WWE can take Lawler's spot? Though nobody is better than the King. Exactly.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Everybody is better than the King, though.
Jerry's amazing. I used to ignore Lawler when I was a kid, but he is funny. Like when Ray attacked Brock with the pipe, Lawler goes, "Hit Heyman." Yeah, it's like, it's awesome.
I liked. Okay, I'm the opposite. I liked Lawler back then. I think his commentary fit back then. Now, I don't like it. It does not fit with the product now. It doesn't. In my personal opinion, I don't think it fits with the product, and he does not mesh well with Vic Joseph.
Have you noticed the product hasn't been real good?
Okay, well, whatever.
So maybe Lawler is a good thing and will make it kick up a notch. Smarks constantly praise Kevin Owens, and I can't stand that. Again, I'm cool with Kevin Owens. He's funny. I like some of the stuff he does. Why maybe this is 2011 Jerry Lawler and new Michael Cole.
But Vic Joseph isn't Michael Cole, though. Vic Joseph is better than Michael Cole.
No. Maybe.
Sure, he stumbles over
Michael needs
over
to
his
go.
he stumbles over his words sometimes. Vic Joseph does, but I think that's mostly just because he's a new commentator and has not been on the live shows like Raw and SmackDown and stuff as much as other people have. And so this is like, I think he's good.
Big likes. Thanks.
And
wait for my story, Gleen. I'm waiting for it, Elijah. Calling people Melina and stuff. I think he's cool. I think that what he does is good. AJ Styles impersonating Randy, gold. That feud right now, I'm not a huge Randy Orton fan. No. I'm not a huge AJ Styles fan.
Neither.
But I like what they're doing with this.
I think
what they're doing with this, I think, is really good. Lots of today's wrestling fans only care about a wrestler's in-ring skills, not about their star power. Again, Clark, I think one of the issues that people have is they want the instant gratification on whatever's going to happen, and then they complain about the storyline.
When it doesn't.
You can't have both ways. Yeah. If there's going to be a storyline, it's got to be drawn out. It can't be done in 2 weeks. It can't be done in a week. It's got to be drawn out, and you have to make a storyline last from at least one pay-per-view to the next.
Yeah.
Who do you think was Ron Simmons' better tag team partner, Butch Reed or Bradshaw? That's a good question.
Bradshaw.
I would say.
I like Bradshaw.
Bradshaw is good. I like Butch Reed though. I mean, that's a tough one. I will
take one-man commentary at this point. I think Vic is less robotic than Cole. I agree, and I think that's why I like him better. I want Samoa Joe back on commentary, if I'm being honest. The commentary team just is not good. It's not good right now, and it kind of sucks.
It's not bad.
What happened to the third guy that got put through the table? Dio was taken off commentary. He decided he wanted to work on his in-ring wrestling skills.
Yeah, I think
more than his commentary.
I was gonna say, I think
he keeps putting tweets out about wanting to fight Brock Lesnar. It's like, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen, and if it does happen, you're gonna get killed in flat 2.2 seconds.
Yeah.
So you don't want that.
Maybe the grass doesn't want to grow. Mr. G. Well, did you put it in the soil and water it? Then it won't grow. Yeah, see? Vince, what's up, AJ Styles? AJ, what's up, AJ? What's up, AJ? Is that Akira?
What's up, AJ? Akira.
Yeah.
Hey, Vince.
Hey, Vince.
Who am I facing? AJ Styles. But you job it to him. But you'll get paid, though. AJ. Who am I going to face? Vince.
Akira.
AJ. Oh, yes. Vince. But you got to mock. Randy, though. AJ. Okay, Vince, you bet.
I like what they're doing. I think it's cool what they're doing with this. No, I have not been a Randy Orton fan. It was good, Aaron. New Year's was good. I just don't think that Randy Orton. Probably because he's slow and methodical in what he does.
And it's
but what
kind
he is,
of like
what,
Baron Corbin.
But
Baron Corbin is worse.
Obviously, if you put it in a good storyline and do it the right way, I think that he can be like a superstar.
Randy?
I mean, he already is, but I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can make it so he's not boring. What they did last week with him, when they had him the crutch kicked out and then he RKO'd, and then his statement afterwards was awesome. It was a perfect way to do it. And so I think that it's just a matter of them putting him into a storyline that fits his character.
Yeah.
But it goes along with a lot of these guys and girls. You have to put them into a storyline that that fits their character. I think Orton is like the most boring wrestler to watch. I agree, and that's why I haven't liked him.
No. Corbin is the most boring wrestler to watch.
But Corbin does a little more. I mean, some of the stuff he does is a little more than Randy Orton.
His finishing moves are cool,
but
that's about it.
New year, new me, feel me. Yes, Aaron, I know what you're saying, man. Orton is like a Taker and Cena. They won't retire no time soon. Again, I think Orton is fine as long as they put him in the right storylines.
So, we're getting Randy Orton versus AJ next week. AJ won this match. He mocked Randy the entire time, did his whole finishing move. He pulled off an RKO. He did the whole, DDT off the middle rope. He did everything.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, everything. So then we get Lana and Lashley. Okay, so hold on, guys. Before this, there was a video on Twitter of AJ leaving the ring, and then this dude in a suit climbed into the ring, and security tackled him. All right? And
if you haven't seen it,
I retweeted
check it out.
I think I retweeted it. I think if I didn't, I'll do it after the stream. But I'm pretty sure I retweeted it. Anyways, so this guy got in the ring, and they thought it was a fan, I suppose, and they tackled him, and they panned to it, and then they panned to the crowd, and then we then go to commercial break and come back. The same dude in this blue suit that got tackled is the stupid, wedding officiating guy for Lana and Lashley in this next segment. And everybody on Twitter's going, wait a minute. Why did they tackle the wedding officiator dude?
Yeah.
Why did they do that? And I was like,
yep.
You idiots.
Yeah, I don't...
what did security think, though?
I have no idea.
How do you not know that? The guy came out early, yes.
The guy could be out there going, well, crap, I'm supposed to be in the next segment. What are you guys doing?
It didn't make a whole lot of sense. And I wonder if the camera panned over there because they were like, oh, the Lana Lashley wedding segment's next, right? And this dude was, getting tackled, and then they panned off the crowd. They were
James,
like, oh,
I thought
crap.
you were going to bed. You just couldn't resist coming back to our show, could you?
No. Oh, yeah, I saw it. It was so funny. It was the priest from the wedding. Yeah, it was. It was really funny. I was like, everybody was like, oh, did you see the one man that got tackled, And then they panned to it, and it was really funny. And then we find out it's the priest dude.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, idiots.
Yeah, it was
Why did they tackle him? So anyways, we get the Lana and Lashley segment next. Lana says, we're getting married right here, right now. Lana, they get married, and then they take the mic. Lana takes the mic, and she says, this is supposed to be the happiest day of my life, but I don't feel happy. I feel extremely sad. It's not my fault or Bobby's fault. It's everyone who doesn't want to see this ring on my finger's fault. I wrote that weirdly. She said it weirdly.
Yeah.
It was a very weird promo. Lana then says, it's also all of our exes' faults. Fault?
Yeah.
There's too many people.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know how to speak.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Too many people.
And then Rusev shows up on the screen.
Thanks, James.
He says, hey, it is me, Rusev. great.
Yes.
It was really funny.
I thought it was good.
It's me, Rusev, from Rusev Day.
Yeah. Like, if you don't know me, it's Rusev from Rusev Day.
It was so funny. And then he says, I prepared a video for you guys as a wedding gift. It's some highlights from your wedding. So they played the video. And then Lashley starts speaking, and Lana starts to yell at Rusev, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. And Lashley tells Lana to shut up. And Lana then, whoa, that's never happened. And then Lashley says, if you're man enough, come fight me next week. And Rusev accepts. So we have that to look forward to next week.
Can we please not talk about Lana and Bobby Lashley? I thought this segment was good.
I didn't love it. I felt like it was kind of crap compared to last week with what happened. Honestly, I didn't think it was that entertaining. Didn't think it was that great.
I thought it was good.
I thought last week was good.
They're setting this whole thing up to where Lashley ends up dumping her.
Okay,
and then you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen when it happens?
What?
The crowd is going to go nuts, and they're going to cheer Bobby Lashley.
Okay, so what? They will.
100% going to go nuts
right
and
now,
cheer Bobby Lashley.
I think this segment could have been better. I didn't love it. Compared to last week, I thought it was kind of weak.
Well, it was hard to top last week's. I thought last week's was good, and this was just the extension off of it. And they're still building.
Like, the thing
they're
is,
building. I mean, again,
no
they're building.
There was no mention of anything about Liv. There was no mention about any of that had happened. Like, no mention. So, I feel like Liv isn't done here, and that Liv is involved in this, and that Lana's just trying to, cover things up, maybe?
Yeah,
possibly. I feel that could be where we're headed.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, if they bring her in, fine. If they put her in another storyline, fine. I mean, I would do more with her.
It seems stupid,
she doesn't necessarily need to be in this
Why
storyline.
use her last week then?
Why? Because then you show the psychoness
she's
of her.
wreaking havoc on everybody, and she's a psychopath, and blah 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 blah. But no, what she did last week was not psychotic. Okay,
it was. She came out and said, "Well, you loved me and all this stuff," and then after Lana gets cake in her face and everything else, she starts laughing at her.
Okay, well, whatever.
I thought we were in love and we loved each other. Ha ha! You got cake all over you and you fell down 17 times. That's funny. It showed the psychoness of her.
Okay.
I just think that's
whatever. I think it's just a dumb way to bring her back.
Gleen, are we
getting? They're not anywhere with it.
They might. Jeez, it's like what you are one of those wrestling fans that wants everything in 1 second, and then you complain about it.
No, I'm just saying because you start talking and you always interrupt me. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna finish my sentence.
Let the storyline play out.
Okay, but I think this is there's no mention of her or anything, which leads me to believe, what are you doing with her then? Why did you bring her back and put her in this story if you're not going to do anything with her?
Dropping frames again.
It doesn't make sense to me. Go ahead.
Gleen, are we getting Khan versus the Big Show? That'd be good. I don't think so. I don't think we're headed that way. Can we please not talk about Lana and Bobby Lashley? Hey, I love this. I love the segment. I thought Rusev was highly entertaining. Rusev was awesome in this. I thought that
I like Rusev. No,
I don't think that we, again, going to, what's the next one? I can't see because your fingers in my face.
Hold on. Was the only entertaining part of this segment was Rusev. And hi, it's me, Rusev, from Rusev Day. Only thing entertaining about this. Go ahead.
First fight match day, Meltzer is going to put this in a 2-star match, but you want an AEW 5-star. That's funny. Did he really think we would think he was at the beach? No, I don't think so. I think that I thought he was going to take his shirt off and then come to the ring.
I did too. I thought he was going to say, no, I'm not waiting for next week.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to be said. No, I'm not waiting for next week. I'm coming now. Let's fight.
I thought that would have been good.
Rusev had that attitude. This is going to be good. Rusev versus Lashley. Let's go. Paul is making the storyline good, though. He didn't say let's forget about the story. I agree. I think, and this is why I think you have to wait and see what's going to happen with this. I don't think you can sit here and say that this was bad or anything like that. I think you have to wait and see what happens with this. Again, the wrestling fans today.
This was just my least favorite segment on the show, okay?
Okay, it might have been the least favorite segment,
I'm
but again, you have to let this play out and see what's going to happen with this. I hated the storyline. Up until last week, I was totally against this storyline.
Same.
Hated it. Absolutely hated it. Last week was awesome. The only thing I would have done is left Rusev out of that last week's segment because I think it would have made it more entertaining. And then this week, I think it just follows up from last week. I think it just,
My only opinion on this is that I want it to be over. That's funny. See, the thing is, maybe it's too early to decide.
The question is, here's a question.
But, like, why would you put her in this whole big thing last week and then do nothing to follow up?
Because I think she's a psycho.
This week.
And she's going to show she's a psycho.
No, but it doesn't make sense to me. After the whole big spiel last week, I was expecting her to come out or something and, like, maybe explain herself or whatever the deal may be.
I would have
and like that's what I would have liked to have seen, okay? I think it would have made it interesting and kind of would have given Liv like a backstory kind of ish, on why she did what she did. But like there was literally nothing. Lana had no mention of Liv, which makes me think that like maybe they're gonna go in the direction of like Lana's trying to cover it up and pretend that Liv is a psychopath. But it's all true.
The thing is, you have to play it out. You have to have, and I wouldn't have Liv out here having somebody out every week messes everything up.
But
with this, if you're trying to make her a psychopath,
was the first time that she had shown up in like forever. So,
but if you're trying to make her a psychopath, this is perfect.
But what if they're not?
I don't know what they're doing. I mean,
the
stuff she's tweeted out. If they're gonna base it off the stuff she's tweeted out, she's all over the place with stuff she's tweeted out. So if they're going to use that storyline and go off of what she's done, I think that what they're doing with her right now is perfect. My only opinion is that I want this to be over. Again, Export, I think we need to see where it's going. I agree, Mrs. Gleen. Yeah, Export, that's your opinion. What are your thoughts on the WWE doing pay-per-views in Saudi Arabia? I do not like it. I don't think we should be doing stuff in Saudi Arabia. I think they should be doing stuff in Saudi Arabia. I think that the simple fact is, it's all about money, and that's why they do it over there.
But they don't even take all the wrestlers over there. They don't even allow all the wrestlers over there. And some of the wrestlers won't go over there.
Yeah.
So it's not even like it's a great show.
Yeah.
I
watched Wrestle Kingdom 14. It was good. Again, we watched the Jushin Liger match and thought it was pretty good. That part.
Yeah, we caught the end of it.
Happened to catch it on Twitch. It will make more sense as it unfolds, Maven. Rome wasn't built in a day. Yes.
Which I get and I understand, but after a big shocking thing like last week, like, I don't know, with other storylines, they've brought them out the next week after and have had them, like, explain themselves, and they didn't do that, and I was kind of looking for them to do that because it was kind of like, whoa,
if she's a psycho, she's not coming out to explain herself.
Okay, well, they didn't even, like, have her on the show, though.
Okay.
So that's, like, kind of where I have a problem with it. It's just like the fact that they didn't explain anything. Just saying.
Why Liv Morgan didn't say anything is Gleen. No, Maven. Why Liv Morgan didn't say anything? Gleen. No, she's a psycho. It's a fictional character. Just wait and see. Me. I don't blame Gleen. This is working, but she was on the main event story, so that was cool. Yeah, I agree. I think that
which is why to me
it doesn't
make sense. But this is why to me you said it was the main event story. It doesn't make sense to me for them not to go back on that and, like, say anything about it. Because it was the main event story of last week. It makes no sense.
If she's a psycho, it's the exact good reason for her not to be going back to it.
To just completely blow it over and, like, forget it even happened. Like, there was no mention of any of it. Which is why I'm, like, so confused. And I'm like, then what was the point?
Look, they did exactly what they wanted to. They got you to be angry about the whole thing.
But it doesn't
So you know what you're going to do? Next week, you're going to come back and go, well, are they going to talk about that segment this week?
Because
I want to see it.
I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense to me that it was like the main event segment last week, and there was no mention of it at all this week. No explanation as to why it happened. Nothing. We're still going on with this Lana, Lashley, and Rusev debacle.
I don't think.
Like, then why did you put Liv in there?
I don't think she's coming out to help Rusev. I think that and she might end up tagging up with him at a mixed tag match, but I don't think that's the whole idea behind this. I think the whole idea behind this is to show that Liv is back. She's a psycho, and you never know when she's gonna strike.
And if you're wrong.
By the way, Liv was not supposed to be in the storyline, but they did anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I think it works out perfect. You bring her out. She's the psycho in the storyline, and
it definitely caught everybody off guard, and everybody was like, "What?" Which is why I am currently now going, "What?"
Yep.
There was no mention of anything this week, which is why it makes no sense to me. This is why I'm upset about it. Is because
I'd live for that.
They're like, they didn't even make any mention of it, which I think is dumb.
I love what they're doing.
Okay.
She'll be in Rusev's corner next week. She might be.
That's literally what she said in this next segment. She was there for 2 minutes in the Truth interview where he was told, "Oh, you've had the most championships ever in WWE. Whoopty-doopty." And then Liv shows up and she says she'll be in Rusev's corner next week. And, like, okay. Okay, cool. Neat. You gonna, like, say anything? Cool. Awesome. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, and I just didn't understand the whole thing around it because it was the main event last week, and they literally did not follow up on it at all. That's my 2 cents on that. Then we get Charlotte versus Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan attacks Charlotte's robe. That was fun. And then Charlotte leaves her laying. She killed her. She killed Sarah Logan. Hey, at least Sarah Logan made it on TV, though. She got her 2 minutes of fame.
Rey Mysterio's Kane was voted worst feud of 2008. That feud gets a bad rap. Their matches that year were good. I think one of the issues you have is people trying to look at Rey Mysterio trying to fight. I think they're trying to, you know. I think that trying to believe that Rey Mysterio could like fight Kane is where the issue is. She already cut 2 feet of hair off, so I don't think she can cut off much more. I cut off 2 feet
of hair, but man, if you cut off the rest of it, I'm gonna be bald.
Yeah. If Gleen is wrong, he can't watch WWE only for SmackDown.
If Maven is wrong, cut the ponytail.
No. I think they should have had Sonya Deville take Liv Morgan's place, have Sonya Deville do the storyline with Lana. If they're gonna do the storyline that way, I would say okay, but I don't think that's the way they're going.
We'll see.
I don't think they're doing.
Wrong.
I don't think they're doing the lesbian thing.
You really have your heart set on this being Liv's a psychopath.
I think that's where they're going with it.
And if they are, cool. But I'm not counting out the other story. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right. So next up we have
Charlotte Sarah Logan.
Yeah. What's after that?
The death of Sarah Logan.
Yeah. She got killed.
Sarah Logan's first time on Raw and Sarah Logan's last time on Raw.
She would have been good if she would have just left the robe alone.
It was Sarah Logan's...
Once you attack that robe, it's all over.
It was Sarah Logan's first and last time being on Raw.
You want to bet? Who you betting, Elijah? Are you betting me? Is that who you're betting?
Guys, maybe I'll be saying something different about the Liv Morgan thing next week. But currently, I'm not impressed, and I'm just kind of like,
I love it.
I need to see where it's going to go.
I need to have, and if it doesn't happen next week, then I'm just going to explode and, like, be upset because they didn't have everything happen in one show.
But I need to see where it's going to go, though, because this week, they didn't explain it at all.
You know what? You would never make soap operas.
No, I don't like soap operas.
You could sit there and you would, like, die because a soap opera, it may take all season from, you know, when the season starts to the season ends to figure out, you know, what's going to happen in a soap opera.
Like, I don't know, man.
Breaking news. Maven is just saying.
I am just saying,
is breaking
guys.
News. Gleen, do you think main roster guys is going back to NXT and stay on NXT? I would, you know, the thing is I don't necessarily separate main roster guys at NXT anymore. Now that NXT is on mainstream, I think that it's kind of one and the same. And so if they did go back to NXT, I don't see it as being like a demotion. I think it's done to help NXT.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at myself. I'm looking at myself in the monitor.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm making faces. So then we get Royal Rumble. We have all the participants thus far. We've got Brock, Roman, Ray, Eric, Rowan, Ricochet, AJ, and the next guy we're about to talk about. We get Drew McIntyre versus No Way Jose. And Drew wins, and then Drew gets on the mic. He says, "Who dares me to do one more Claymore?" He goes and Claymore kicks one of the dudes, the Congo line people.
I loved what he said at the end, though.
What did he
They
say?
never even rang the bell for Sarah. I know.
No, they didn't. They didn't even have
It's
a
like
match.
they just ended the match.
They didn't have a match.
Did they start it?
No.
I didn't think so.
So, question: would you have Liv Morgan like a Nikki Cross, where like Nikki Cross is doing crazy things in NXT? I would do it a little differently than Nikki Cross. Along the lines of that, yes, but I would add a spin to it of where she is nuts.
Liv Morgan's crazy is different than Nikki Cross is crazy.
It is. It's almost like I don't know how to explain it.
Nikki Cross is crazy is like, you know, I'm gonna.
Liv Morgan's crazy is like, I'm gonna plot out your death.
Yeah. Type
of a crazy.
This is gonna be a slow death. It's gonna be
me
tearing your fingernails out
and
ripping your toenails out. Good thing we're not a family-friendly show, because anybody that came in right now, they're gonna be going, "What? Talking about tearing out fingernails and toenails? That's just about right." You know, that's Liv Morgan's type of crazy.
Yes.
Do you think they're trying to make Sarah Logan back? I don't know what they're doing with her. I think they just wanted to kill her is what I think would have happened. Drew being a face is not really something that I like to see, but the crowd seems to love him, so I guess that's good.
Drew McIntyre, okay.
Here, I was going to talk about the statement. The statement he said at the end of that match, and after, you know, all that was done, he was like, talking about the conga line, how he hates conga lines and how he hates all these people here, except for that one guy. He's dressed as a cheeseburger.
That was really funny. And so
he seems like a pretty cool dude.
He Claymore kicks No Way Jose with the microphone in his hand, and he goes, "Wow, guys, I didn't even drop the mic."
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny.
That's funny.
He's naturally funny. He's being naturally funny, and the people love it. And this is why I like him now. This has only started happening within the last month.
Yeah.
Is this personality. Drew McIntyre, the personality, is coming out. And I like it a lot.
Well, they've given him
the
freedom. The thing is that here's the thing, and this is what I've said. The last couple weeks, they've started to let some of these stars be stars. And let them be themselves, and let them step out of just, oh, well, you go out there and you say this, and you say this, and you say this. And this is the way the storyline's going to go. They've allowed them to be themselves. And you're starting to see some of these storylines, and people are getting interested in what's going on. Which is why I said you can't have stuff happen this week and go, well, I think I should know everything that's going to happen next week. I should know everything about their storyline and what they're going
through.
from.
That's not like what I was saying. I just wanted some like explanation and like some just something this week about last week. There was like nothing though.
Well, I mean, again, you know.
That's all I wanted. I'm not saying you have to have the whole story planned out.
I think
like
he should
right
be a world
now.
champion already. I think, you know, if he wasn't, I don't have a problem with not being world champion just because they haven't built his character. They haven't done the turn him loose and let him be him. And now that they've done that, I think people can see whether it would have been good or bad. Okay, whether it's him doing the face thing or him doing the heel thing. I think that him getting out there and showing his character is probably helping him out. And that would make him more interesting as a champion.
I really like Drew McIntyre now. I would probably go to say he is my favorite male superstar on the Raw roster currently.
Yeah. Vince, hey Queen. Hey Vince, who am I facing? Writer, Vince, I got someone who's good on NXT. Vince, won't work. I got it. Vikings girl. Sarah Logan. Writer, what? Vince, hey. Charlotte, Queen. Who I'm facing, Vince? Sarah Logan. Yeah, it's like...
Why is No Way Jose still on the roster?
Drew is not a face, but he's a face to the fans. Again, it's that fine line between being a face and being a heel. It's one of those things that I've talked about many times. There's a fine line between being a face and a heel.
I compared him last week to kind of like what Becky was. She was over with the people, and the people liked her. But she wasn't necessarily... not that she was doing like heel things, but she was somebody who went out there and just whooped everybody up and down, no matter who they were. If they were in her way, she killed them. You know? And that's kind of what Drew McIntyre is.
Yeah. How you doing, Davina?
I think that's what Drew McIntyre is currently. The people really like him, and he can be a nice guy when he needs to be a nice guy. But if you are in his way, he will beat you up.
Well, I think he's got that character, and again, they're starting to bring it out more. I think it's interesting what they're doing with him, and they're not just making him be this robot.
Which I think is good. Because
which I think has helped him out here in the last couple weeks. If we would have talked
about Drew McIntyre 6, 7, 8 months ago.
Forget 6 or 7, 8 months ago, like a month and a half ago.
Okay, well, I'm talking about 6, 7, 8 months ago. If we talked about him like 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, when he was teaming with Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley, I would have told you I freaking hate his guts. He is garbage, and why is he still on TV? That's currently what I'm still saying about Corbin, because they haven't changed him at all. But they have changed Drew McIntyre, and I have since changed my mind about him.
They've let him be him, I think.
And I like it, and it works,
that's
and it's good, and it's entertaining, and he doesn't need some stupid Scottish psychopath character. He doesn't need that. Just let him be Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. I hope the counting before Claymore is not a thing. I agree. I hope it's not a thing. I hope it's, just like this is a one.
I think it was just a one-time thing. Just because he was like,
it's not something that's going to be normal.
Who wants to see me, Claymore, or somebody else? You know?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and the crowd counts.
We'll see. We'll see what happens next week. I hope it's not a normal thing, but
So,
we'll see what happens.
Drew does the Claymore, and then he says, you want to know a not-so-great fact about Drew McIntyre? He then says, I have not gotten a shot at a world title. So, I guess, because, well, you see, Brock Lesnar's in the Rumble now. And, so many other top contenders, Roman and AJ and Randy Orton. I think I'm just going to have to enter myself into the Royal Rumble. So, Drew McIntyre will be in the Rumble too. I'm going to say he's my pick to win. The entire thing.
So here's a question. Are they going to have, like, the same number of people from each NXT, SmackDown, and
Raw?
Raw?
I don't know. Maybe. I think there's going to be a lot of surprise entrance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want people on NXT this week to come out and go, I am making my official announcement. I am entering myself into the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I want them to do that.
Yeah.
Because I think it makes sense. People on Raw and SmackDown are doing it, so why not? If NXT is in the mix, then let them do it too.
I agree.
Then it kind of gives us an idea as to who's going to be in it instead of it's all, a surprise.
I think you want to leave a couple of surprises.
Definitely a couple surprises, but the whole thing doesn't
shock
need...
of someone that you
But
weren't
all
expecting.
30 people don't need to be announced.
No, I don't think you need to announce all 30 people. I think you need to have the shock. And you don't necessarily need to have them be the last person.
Exactly.
Vince, hey Drew, McIntyre. Hey Drew, McIntyre. Drew, yes boss, Vince. Calling me Mr. McMahon, knocking door. Vince, who is it? Dancing, I need an opponent. Vince, you face Drew. Drew, I'm ready to be careful. No way, Jose. No way, dancing. Drew, hurting bad. I'm doing good. How are you all doing tonight? Wrestling has been really weird with Seth Rollins and AOP. Do you think something? I love what they're doing with it.
I like what they did tonight.
I like the whole thing with Seth and AOP. What they did tonight, I thought was good because it was about time that Seth got his block knocked off with everything that's happened over the last couple weeks. So I think with what they've done this week, I think it's really good what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said before, they should have turned Seth heel right after Hell in a Cell. Randy Orton, John Cena should be Royal Rumble.
I don't know, man. I could see John Cena making a surprise appearance in the Rumble because it's been over a year since he's been in a wrestling ring. And honestly, I don't think he's going to have that many matches left. I think he's probably maybe going to have 1 or 2 more matches in his career. I don't foresee him coming back full-time at all.
I don't either.
But I think
right
for
now,
one more match to finish his career, I could see that happening.
I think he likes doing the movie thing, so I think that as long as he's still popular in movies and things like that, I think that having him come back full-time, But
I don't see him
doing a thing like the Rumble, I could see him doing that.
totally. Like he doesn't have a shot to win it, but yeah, it'd be cool to see him in it, just to see him back in the ring.
Randy Orton would be okay.
Randy Orton's in the Rumble this year.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as him being in the, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I'm
winning
not like,
the Rumble, no.
No.
Being in the Rumble, yes.
He's not one that I absolutely need to see in the Rumble.
No. Adam Cole should enter the Rumble. I agree. Adam Cole should. Adam Cole was in the Rumble once. A couple years ago. 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Last year? Year before?
So put Adam Cole and The Fiend in? Or Adam Cole and Bray Wyatt?
I said Bray Wyatt should be in the Rumble because I think that'd be an interesting twist. You know, what's his face is, what's his name? The Fiend.
Yeah.
The Fiend has a match with Bryan. So turn around and put the Bray Wyatt in the Rumble, and I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting.
Then it really makes it, you know, like they're two
different characters.
Two different characters,
yeah. Vince, hey, Aleister Black. Aleister, who wants to pick a fight with me?
Shelton.
Shelton, me, Aleister. Yes, Brock's friend, Shelton. Since you're here, Shelton, we're going to use you one time since Brock shows up.
That's really funny that Shelton only gets on TV when Brock does.
That is funny.
That is really funny. So, next we have Aleister Black versus Shelton Benjamin. Aleister Black wins, and then Buddy Murphy attacks him after. Wow, way to knock Aleister Black down a few pegs.
Yeah.
Honestly. Shelton, why Vince? Can I be U.S. champion? Vince, not anymore. You legend. That won't be used anymore. Shelton, damn. But I do still get money. Vince, yes, Benjamin.
I think Seth needs to be a butt again because getting power tripping again. I like what they're doing with him. What they're doing with Seth is pretty cool.
I think so. So then we get AOP versus Joe, Kevin, and the mystery partner. So Seth comes out and he says, "You people don't know what's good for you. I know what's best for everyone." And then we get the arrival of
The Big Show.
KO, Joe, and Show. That's what we've got.
Yeah.
So, I thought this match was good. I like Big Show returning. I think it was cool. This match ended in disqualification. I didn't write that down, but it ended in disqualification. And like Seth hit Big Show with the chair, and then it ended up ending with Big Show knocking out Seth.
Yeah.
Which I thought was good. I liked that.
Like
you
the way
said,
it ended,
he
I
needed
thought
to be
it was
knocked
cool.
down a few pegs, and Big Show was the one.
I thought the way they did it was cool.
Yeah. So
Murphy versus Black is continuing, which I'm mixed on because I want both talents to do something else. I agree, but I think having them feud with each other can build both of them up. It's hearsay John Cena is returning this month. I've heard stories about Cena returning. I just can't see him doing it. Not full time.
Yeah.
I could see him coming back and having a match here or a match there, a la Brock Lesnar. But I can't see him coming back doing the full time thing because I think he's just more interested in doing movies.
Yeah. So
probably makes a little more money doing the movies too.
Probably. Next week we are getting AOP versus KO Joe Show in a fist fight. That's the name I came up for them with.
KO Joe Show.
Came up with for them KO Joe Show.
What is the point of this?
I don't know. I don't know what a fist fight is gonna entail. Like knocking each other out.
I do not want to see Big Show on TV in 2020.
I don't mind it.
Export. It's too late. You've already seen him on TV.
I really don't mind it. You know, this was his return. I think it was cool.
I don't understand.
I don't have a problem with it.
Well, this thing next week, I don't understand what they're doing with it.
I don't either, but I don't have a problem with this.
It's like as soon as Seth got knocked out, next week we have a fist fight between,
AOP and KO Joe Show.
Yeah. Okay. Why?
I don't know.
I mean.
I like their team name though. It's cool because I.
And then didn't they show?
They showed the graphic and it was a mystery dude. It wasn't
yeah, it's Kevin Owens and
like they didn't have the graphic
Sojo,
ready
and
earlier in the
the
night.
question mark guy.
They didn't have the graphic ready earlier in the night. Like really, guys? Come on.
Question mark from NWA is gonna be there.
You didn't know that Big Show was gonna be the mystery dude?
Yeah. I don't know. It was. Again, I don't know what they're doing with next week's show.
I thought
why they're doing that.
Was a pretty good show.
Big Show in 2020 on my screen is not best for business. No, he is doing it part time.
Neat.
I figured he would be.
So, yeah, guys, I didn't mind tonight's show. I thought it was pretty decent. There was only like 1 or 2 segments that I was just kind of like, meh.
I would rate tonight's show probably a 7.
I would agree with that. Yes. A
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
I thought it was a solid show.
Which is pretty high for WWE because generally they get like a 6 or 5.
It's a lot higher than it has been with.
Sometimes lower than that, depending on how crappy the show was.
Although our last couple shows, the last couple shows they had, I thought they've been pretty solid.
8.
Yeah, I thought they've been
Friday
solid the last
8.
couple shows.
And I really enjoyed that.
Hopefully they continue, and hopefully they continue to build, and then once they get these storylines done, start to develop your next storylines. And I think everything will be good. People will come back to WWE and want to see what's going to happen. Not that people have left, but you get the point.
Yeah.
So is there anything else? Anybody else got anything else? Anything else you want to talk about?
Oh my gosh, excuse me. Let me look on Twitter. Just
Any other news you want to share?
Nothing else.
Because I think that we've covered the show. We've talked about a lot of other things too as we've gone along here. KO and Joe are having another mystery partner, right? I have no clue.
I don't know if it's another mystery partner or if it's.
I thought the Big Show was going to be their
Show.
partner, but apparently Maven thinks that it's Big Show. So
I thought it was Big Show.
I don't know.
Let me go to the app. The Twitter.
Because I thought they were just going to have. I thought it was going to be another mystery partner. Which makes me think that maybe they're going to bring someone in that hasn't been around for a while. Or someone new.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Raw next week. It says, we're going to have ourselves a fist fight next week on Raw between Rollins and AOP and the trio of Owens Fight. Samoa Joe, and Big Show.
Yeah. So it is going to be those 3.
I was right. And then we also have Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy.
The graphic they put up was confusing.
Brock Lesnar's live next week. Whoopty-doopty, that ought to be fun. And then we're also getting Rusev versus Bobby Lashley. So
since it's a fist fight, you might as well bring in the fist fighter and roster, Shane O'Mac.
Oh gosh, is he going to return next week?
Oh, that's funny.
My oh my. That would suck.
Only thing is, you couldn't see him teaming with.
Hey, but Eliza's song would have been right.
Yeah. Definitely would be.
Shane McMahon, send him to Raw. That would, I mean.
Gleen, I can't be mad. No spoilers. The Big Show going to return. They didn't ruin that. No, they didn't. They kind of kept that secret. Which is good.
And there weren't any like, nobody was like speculating like, oh, Big Show's been spotted at Raw tonight. There was like nothing from like websites or anything, so that was cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, I think that's it.
All right, with that, we're going to take off. Our internet actually stayed pretty solid for the most part. And then, so we're going to take off. It's